Okay, we can start the class. So yesterday we discussed about data provider, how to read input data from an Excel. So let me repeat the topic. So let me open this program. So I'm taking this program, copy, and I'm pasting into this package. So just I'm giving data provider. So just click on OK. Okay, so let me open this Excel. So I want to read input data. Okay, I want to read input data from an Excel. Okay, so I don't want to use these data providers. I want to use my data provider from an Excel sheet. So let me go to that point. Okay, so lab number 7. So I'm going back to my lab number 7. So just refer the add non-static methods, this one. So just copy this syntax, Control C. I'm going back to my program here. Okay. So I have mentioned TC01 add jobs. I am mentioning my data provider name. So I connected with my data provider and string test URL, username, password, job title, job description, job node. So I have to create some Excel sheet. Okay, so I'm going to create TC05 underscore add jobs. Some Excel sheet I'm going to create with this name. Okay. So let me go and create this Excel sheet in my C drive HTML report RNHRM6 folder. I'm going to create my Excel sheet. Okay, so I'm going back to my C drive, HTML report RNHRM6. So I'm creating an Excel. So and I'm renaming my Excel sheet name as TC05 add jobs. Okay, let me open my Excel sheet. So this one. So I'm opening my Excel sheet. Sorry, I have created something else. Okay, this is not Excel. One second. So this is the Excel sheet I'm opening. So I want to give what are the input parameters. See these are the ones. Okay, so let me copy these input parameters. So first one is test URL. Second one is username. Third one is password. And fourth one is job title, job description, job node. Job title, job description, job node. I'm going to give two rows input data. Just I have selected. Okay. So my test URL is what is that test URL? So let me take. So I'm giving my input data, username admin, password is username is also admin 123. Okay, so my input data is ready in my Excel sheet. Okay, so I'm closing my Excel now. So in sheet 1 my input data is ready. So let me go to my program. So TC01 add jobs, and I have mentioned my sheet 1. So all my data provider object array will be loaded with the required number of rows and columns. And so everything is ready. So if I will run my program, so it Chrome browser will be launched and open Orange HRM, and this program will be executed. Okay, let's run this program. Okay. So first iteration completed. So two iterations got completed. Okay. So that means let's check the program test. Your main test was executed. Add jobs main test was executed with these input data. So which means the data provider object array which is receiving input data from the Excel, and it is executing with the required set of input data. Suppose if I will add one more parameter, string browser. Okay, I will write this one as a separate program, so it will be easy for you. Okay. So I'm saving this program. So now let's go to the next program. So I'm copying the same program and I'm pasting here. Data provider 2. So data provider 2 class name came. And so here in TC01 add jobs 5 sheet 1, it contains this data. Okay. So now what I am doing, just I'm going back to this program only. So in sheet 2, I'm copying the same data, Control C, and in sheet 2, I'm going to give all my input data. So all my input data is ready, and I want to give one more parameter as browser. Chrome and Firefox. So my input data is ready, and I have given my input data in sheet 2. So let me go back to my sheet 2 here. So I'm closing this first program. So sheet 2. Okay. Here I want to receive my input data into browser parameter. String browser. So during my first iteration, the browser value is Chrome, and the second iteration, my browser value is Firefox. Okay, right. So if I don't write any logic, what will happen? If I don't write any logic, it will be executed and open Chrome browser only. Okay, so what I am doing, I'm commenting this line of code, and I'm going to write based on this browser parameter value, I'm going to write some condition. Okay, so let's go to the lab number 7 and copy that logic. That's it. Control C, Control V. So if browser equal ignore case of Chrome, so if browser it will matches to Chrome browser, your driver will be pointed to open Chrome browser. If it is case, it will match to Firefox browser. Okay, so let me go to my Excel sheet. Let me change my input data before running my input data here. Sales 12 and sales 13, 12 and 12. Sales 13, right? So my input data is ready now. So now my program will read input data from sheet 2, because I mentioned here my sheet name is sheet 2. So all sheet 2 data, it will be loaded into my data provider object array. Okay. So now let me run my program. One second. So 2 iterations got failed. What is the exception? Null pointer exception. Okay, one second. Okay. Can declare WebDriver as static. So the first iteration, the program which was executing on Chrome browser. Second iteration, the program execution was started on Firefox browser. So like that, your program got executed on the required browsers. See, the first iteration, it was successfully executed on Chrome browser, and the second iteration, it was successfully executed on Firefox browser. So before practicing lab number 7, what are the points that we need to remember in yesterday's class? So you need to download Firefox driver, because you are launching your browser. So ensure Firefox driver folder has been created, and ensure gcodriver.exe, just like Chrome driver.exe, you have to ensure gcodriver.exe is downloaded from here. So from where we need to download gcodriver.exe, just go to this program in day 1 demo. You can run the program so that your gcodriver.exe will be downloaded. Copy that gcodriver.exe path from the console and paste that gcodriver.exe file path here. Okay, so this is the point you have to ensure. And one more important point. So to read input data from the Excel, okay, from this Excel sheet, okay, what are the supporting class files that we are using? We are using Excel util. So Excel util package. So ensure that Excel util package you are importing, and Excel API test4. if you want to read input data from a .xlsx, I have implemented a class as supporting classes Excel API test for. In case if the Excel extension is .xls, suppose if it is only .xls, then you can import Excel API test 3 instead of Excel API test. So like that, I have developed 2 supporting class files. Where is that Excel util? So one is Excel API test 3 and one is Excel API test 4. So that's it on the background of yesterday's class. Has anybody any doubts before moving on to today's topic?
Excuse me,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, yes.
So question is that the Excel sheet we have to create manually, or it will get automatically get created once we write the program over here.
No, no, no. Before running the program, you have to create the Excel. Just now, how I have created. So you can create the folder. You can create the file Excel wherever you want and ensure that is the path you are giving correctly here in the data provider. In C drive
No.
HTML report folder. So we have to create. Suppose if you want to execute some input, so we have to enter the input data manually.
Okay. Means it will not get created automatically. Anyhow, we are giving the path now, Sudhakar, here that .xl we are
No,
giving
no,
the
no,
path here, right?
no, no, no.
Then also,
We have to create. Suppose you want to create some data. So what kind of data you want to create in the system, you have to define in the Excel sheet.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
So
okay, understood.
TC01 add jobs. So this is the part we understood. Okay. So now let's go to the next point. I'm closing the data. So we have completed up to lab number 7. Has anybody any topic before moving on to the next topic? So is everyone clear from day 1 to day 7? Hope everyone is following my videos as well. Okay. So now let's go to the next topic, lab number 8. One second. So first program is testexample.java. Okay. So testexample.java. So in this program, I'm writing my set of driver instructions. I'm writing my set of driver instructions, launch my application URL, driver.getTest URL. So application URL I'm storing into a string variable, driver.getTest URL, and driver.find element by ID, username, admin, driver.find element by txt password, and submit button. And I'm writing driver.close. So your browser window will be closed automatically. So these are the set of driver commands I have written. And for every driver instruction, wherever I'm writing driver instruction, I'm writing one more line as reporter.log. Reporter.log, within the double quotation, you can write whatever message you want to write. So I am writing what is the meaning of above line. So pass open orange HRM. So, and after that pass enter username. So if this line got successfully executed, so I'm writing some log statement as pass enter username 1. You can write custom message whatever you want in the double quotation, and pass enter password, and pass click on sign in. Okay. So the line meaning, the above line meaning, I'm writing within the double quotations. Okay. So I have, so, and what is this reporter.log? So let's go back to here. So in TestNG, we have a predefined class as the reporter. Okay. So for this reporter.log, so class name dot method name. So this log statement is a static method or non-static method. Reporter class we have imported. TestNG reporter class we have imported. And I'm writing
Static.
class name dot static method. If I will create reporter R1 is equal to new reporter 1 and R1.log, then we can call it as a non-static method. But I'm not creating any object, just directly I'm calling. So reporter.log is a predefined static method. It was in reporter class. Okay. So what is the use of this reporter.log statement? Okay, let me tell you this part. Okay, so far we are executing our programs. How we are executing? We are selecting this program and we are clicking on run button. so that your program is executing. Or what we are doing, we are right clicking and we are going to here and we are clicking on run as test-ng test. So these are the two approaches we are using to execute our programs. Okay, now I'm going to explain. I'm not going to run the program directly. For this test example.java file, I'm going to generate testng.xml. Okay, so how to generate testng.xml? So select this testng class, go to testng. Okay, click on convert to testng. So if anybody want take snapshot, you can take. So just I'm doing right click, test example, go to testng and click on convert to testng. So this is the navigation to generate testng.xml. So just I'm clicking on convert to testng. So see, this is the testng.xml. It will be generated. Okay, so I'm canceling. So first of all, I'm deleting my testng.xml here. So I'm going to generate my testng.xml. So go to testng, click on convert to testng. So where I want to browse. So in my browse, in my package, in my project, under src test java. So under src test java, it contains all my packages. So what is my package name? Day 08. I'm selecting my day 08 emailable report and I'm clicking on OK. So that is the package name I have selected. I'm clicking on simply next and finish. Next and finish. See here, your testng.xml was generated. Okay, just click on the source tab here. So there will be design tab and there will be source tab. So just click on the source tab. See, this is the package name, day 008 emailable report. It contains test example.java. So this is the test example.java. So for this test example.java, so it contains the class name as test example. So I'm going to run my program through testng.xml. So I'm selecting this testng.xml and right click and do run as testng suite. Or you can click on run button. So close this program now. So I'm executing my program from the testng.xml. So what is the advantage of testng.xml? I will tell you. So now we understood how to generate the testng.xml. So my program is executing. Okay, go to console. So your test was passed. Your test was passed. So nothing it is showing anything. Okay, because you executed your program from testng.xml. In the console, nothing was generated. So where you need to check the output report means, so go to completely bottom. So in your in your current Orange HRM project, there will be test output folder. So there will be a test output folder will be there. So just expand that one, and there will be emailable report.html. So select this one and open with browser. So select with open with browser. So this is the output generated. This is the output HTML report generated automatically. See, pass open Orange HRM, pass enter username, pass enter password, and pass enter click on sign in. So this is the output was generated automatically. So whatever log statement that we have written, okay, in your reporter.log statement, so it was generated in your emailable report.html. So let's go to here. So day 8. So the day 8 first program. So whatever log statement, suppose if this line was printed in your emailable report, that means what is that meaning? So your all program was successfully executed. So we can share these test results to client. So then they can easily understand he executed day 08 package and test example class and test 1 was passed. So my method name is test1. So test1 method was passed. So that is what it is generating. And all the log statement also it is showing. So it is executed. So this is the test evidence. Okay. Suppose in case your test is failed, how the emailable report will be generated. Let's see that part also. So I'm going to give some invalid locator. and I'm saving my test example.java, and I'm going to run my program testng.xml. So it's not clicking on login button. So what is the issue? What is the exception it will throw? No, no such element exception. So here the program it is showing failure. Okay, now let's go back to your test output folder. Okay, test output folder I have navigated, and I'm opening my emailable report. Open with browser. See, your program it is showing as fail. So here the test execution was failed, so and so method. So these lines only executed. Okay, the last log statement was not executed, and it is showing invalid, no such element exception. Okay, unable to locate the element, submit one to. So that is the evidence. So from the emailable report, we can easily understand what is going wrong. So I can copy this emailable report.html and I can paste it in my desktop. I can share these results to my client. I executed these programs and my program got failed. And if it is passed also, I can share those results. Okay. So like that. So like that, we can able to generate testng.xml and we can able to view the reports. So the purpose of testng.xml is we can execute our programs from the testng.xml and we can able to view the reporting part emailable report.html in the separate HTML file. So previously we cannot able to share these output results to client, but we can copy that emailable report.html report and we can share it to client. So that is the test execution evidences that we can able to provide from our side. Okay. So now let's go to the second program, test example 1.java. One second, not this one. All right, test example 1.java. So far we understood about at the rate test only. At the rate test means that is your main test. Okay. So in TestNG, what are the annotation tags that you will know? So that is the question people will ask in the interviews. Okay. So as of now, we understood at the rate test. There is one more another annotation tag is also there at the rate before test. So we can call it as annotation tags. So at the rate before test and at the rate after test. So generally, if something you will write some method with the at the rate before test. So prior to execution of this code, this block will be executed. And after executing this block, this finally at the rate after test block will be executed. Okay. So in the generally in the at the rate before test, people will write launching of Chrome browser related lines of code. Okay. See, generally people will write these lines of code. Anyway, we have already written some reusable method and your driver is pointed to driver is equal to test browser dot open Chrome browser. So your browser launching of your browser we have written in the at the rate before test, and closing of your browser also we have written in at the rate after test. And I method name I can give whatever I want. Okay, test 2, test 3. So test 1 will be executed first, test 2 will be executed second, and test 3 will be executed finally. Okay. So in real time, people will use this approach. At the rate test, at the rate before test, at the rate after test, like this approach. Okay. So now let's go to this point. So I am going to and I want to tell you one more important point. So if you will write reporter.log statement in between the if you will write in the at the rate test, only these reporter.log statements only it will be printed in your emailable report. Okay. Suppose I have written some reporter.log in my at the rate before test. So this line it won't come in your emailable report. Okay. And similarly, at the rate after test also, I have written some log statement. This line also, it won't be printed in your emailable report. That means, so your reporter.log statements, you have to write in a at the rate test only. So just to show this line, I have written whether it is coming or not, just I am checking. Okay, but it won't come at all. Okay, so ensure at the reporter.log statement that you are writing always in the at the rate test block only. Okay, now let me run my let me generate my testng.xml. So go to testng, click on convert to testng. So browse my package, src test java. What is my package? Day 08. And click on OK, click on next, click on finish. So it is asking testng.xml already exists. Do you want to overwrite it? Yes, I want to overwrite. Click on OK. So let me open the same file. So this time test example1.java has been generated. Okay. So let me run this program so that test example1.pro set of driver instructions will be executed. After that, I can check my reporting part in the available reports. So go to console. So your test was passed. So now let's go to the emailable report. Open with browser. See, all the lines was executed and pass open. So test 2. So your test 2 method was executed. Okay. So your launching of browser and closing of browser are executed, and whatever you are writing in test2.example, so whatever you have written at the rate test, those reporter.log statements only it's coming in your emailable report. So the test2 method was successfully executed. Okay. So that's it on the reporting part in the test example1.java. Okay, is everyone clear? So the purpose of reporter.log statement is, so which line, so the execution, how far it has been completed successfully. So such a tracking information, we can check it in your emailable report, whether it has executed all the lines of code. So this is the, so if this line was executed, that means all the line was executed from your program. Okay. Now, yeah, that's it on the at the rate before test part and at the rate after test part. Okay. So now let's go to the last program in emailable report. Okay. 1 second. We have 4 more minutes. Okay, I will try to finish it. So I have written at the rate test and at the rate after test, and I haven't changed anything in the, I have done some small changes. Okay. So one is string browser and at the rate parameters. So this is the point I have added, at the rate parameters and string browser. So this is the point I have added in my program. So let me go to my testng1.xml. 1 second. So what I am doing, previously my testng.xml was generated. Okay. Here I am going to change my testng class name as test example2 browser.java. Just select this Java class F2. So if you, so just you can select this one and click on F2. Control C, and I'm changing here. So I have generated my testng.xml for this test example2 underscore browser.java. Okay. So you can reuse that testng.xml also. So I have generated test example2 underscore browser for this Java program. I have generated my testng.xml, and I'm writing parameter name is equal to Chrome. Sorry, name is equal to browser and value is equal to Chrome. So this is the part I have written manually. Parameter name is equal to browser and value is equal to Chrome. So I'm going to read this input parameter value in the program. So just I'm writing whatever browser name. So whatever name I have given, browser one I'm giving. So this is the parameter name, contains the value as Chrome. So I'm saving my program and I'm going back to here. So at the rate parameters, browser one. So I'm going to read my input data from the testng.xml. So the browser one value, it contains a value as Chrome. That value it will be automatically passed to here. During my program execution, my browser one parameter value it will be automatically passed to here. So the browser equals ignore case of Chrome, it will be executed on Chrome browser. If the browser equals ignore case of Firefox, it will be executed on Firefox browser. Suppose if I will go back and if I will rename it is here Firefox, my program will be executed on Firefox browser. Okay, so now let me run my program. So your program will be executed on Firefox browser. So like that, by using testng.xml, by using testng parameters, we can also able to implement browser compatibility testing feature. So just we have 1 minute left. So